Hello and welcome to this video in which we shall discuss domain and range of transform functions level 3. So here we have different transformations. For the vertical, the things outside the f, we don't have any multiplication, but we have -5. So here y becomes y minus 5. Now for the horizontal, we have two transformations. We have -5 and +3. So we have to do two things. We have to reverse the order of the operations, and we have to reverse the nature of the operations themselves. So what is x experiencing here? By I, we see that x first experiences +3, and then experiences times -5. So what we're going to do is we're going to reverse the order. So we're starting with the -5, and the operation here is times, so we're going to change that as well. So it becomes divided by -5. And then we go to the 3 and we change the operation, so it becomes -3. So x is going to be x over -5 minus 3. This is the new x, and then the y just becomes y minus 5. Let's apply this to the domain and range. So for the domain, we have -5 and 5. So let's start with -5, I mean. So -5 over -5 minus 3. 1 minus 3 is -2. For 5, we have 5 over -5 minus 3, which is -1 minus 3, which is -4. So the new domain is -4, -2, because we have to start with the smaller number. For the range, all we have to do is just take this and subtract 5. So minus infinity minus 5 is just minus infinity. 19 minus 5 is just 14. Let's plug these in. So -4, comma, -2. And for this, we have negative infinity. And excuse me, I seem to have made a mistake. Yeah. So just a small mistake here. Negative infinity and 14 is in a square bracket like this. So negative infinity and 14 in a square bracket. Let's try another problem. So we have a domain and a range, and we want to apply these transformations. For the vertical, we see that we only have +7. So y just becomes y plus 7. Now for the x, we want to see what we observe. What does the x experience according to our observation? And then we want to change all of that in terms of the order and the type of the operation itself. So here, the x experiences -8. We're subtracting by 8. And then times 2. So what we're going to do is we're going to first divide by 2 and then add 8. So we're flipping the order and the nature of the operations. So we have x over 2 plus 8. Now for the x's, we have -10 and 16. So -10 over 2 plus 8 and 16 over 2 plus 8. This is -5 plus 8, which is 3. This is 8 plus 8, which is 16. So the new domain is 3 to 16. This is the new domain. The range is -7 and 21, and we want to transform that. So -7 plus 7, excuse me, this is -17 plus 7, and 21 plus 7. So this is -10, and this is 28. So the new range is -10, comma, 28. So for the domain, we have 3, 16. For the range, we have -10 and 28. Let's try a third problem. So here, the vertical transformation is just a multiplication by -1. So for the vertical, we just have negative y. For the horizontal, we see that x first experiences -1, then experiences a negative, which is multiplying by -1. So we're going to flip the order and the nature. So we'll start with this. Times -1 becomes divided by -1. And then this -1 becomes +1. So x will become minus x plus 1. Because dividing by -1 is just the same as multiplying by -1. You just get a negative x. Now let's plug in the numbers. So for the range, we have 3 and 10. So we get -3 plus 1, which is -2. -10 plus 1, which is -9. So the new range is -9, -2. For the domain, excuse me, I made a mistake. I'm very sorry. I put the range in the x by mistake. This is not okay. So let's repeat this. Of course, this was just a silly mistake on my part. You have to put the x in the domain and the y in the range, right? So this is all wrong. Let's put the domain values in the x. So we have -infinity and 11. -infinity and 11. So negative infinity becomes infinity plus 1, which gives me infinity. -11 plus 1 gives me -10. So the new domain is -10 to infinity. This is the new domain. Then we take the range and we plot it in the V. So we have 3 and 10. These just become -3, -10. So the range is -10, -3. So for the domain, we have -10 to infinity. For the range, we have -10 to -3. And this brings us to the end of our video. I hope this has been beneficial. Thank you for watching.